And a very pleasant good afternoon to you wherever you may be, however you may be. Thanks for making us part of this Saturday, November the 9th, a rainy day in Southwest Arkansas as the Henderson State Reddies look to continue their positive momentum here at home for Senior Day. And the opponent today, the Bulldogs of Southwestern Oklahoma State University. Welcome in once again, folks. Blake Smith, Troy Mitchell here, welcoming you into the Domino's pregame show. Domino's Pizza is a proud sponsor of Henderson State Athletics. Pick up a pizza at 1412 Pine Street, Arkadelphia, or for delivery, call 870-246-3131. And Troy, if you looked at just the weather alone, this looks like it's going to be kind of one of those 9-6 type ugly, sweated out kind of ball games. But the Reddies offense usually not prone to that, even in days like this.
No, I've seen a lot of games in the past that, you know, you would think, oh, this is going to be a low-scoring game, and all of a sudden Henderson puts up 40, 50 points. And the one thing here is with Southwestern Oklahoma, they're going to be without their starting quarterback today, so defense will be big. I think you'll see a few defensive scores for the Reddies. And it's Senior Day. It's always special on Senior Day. They want to definitely win this game. It's not their last game, which it usually is your last game, Senior Day, but of course this year the last game of the season is next weekend with the Battle of Ravine, and both schools try to not schedule that on Battle of Ravine Day. But it is a special day. The parents and grandparents of a lot of these players are here, and of course the players want to put on a great performance for them.
Honoring several seniors today. Reddies come in today's game with a record of 7-2 overall. Southwestern Oklahoma, a record of 2-7 for the Bulldogs, who went winless last season and have already improved that total by 2, with their coach Andrew Rice making his first season at Southwestern Oklahoma State. He was previously the offensive coordinator at Southern Arkansas, so we know he has the ability to work with a high leverage offense. But again, without your starting quarterback 𝗗𝗓𝗦𝗖𝗥𝗜𝗕𝗘 and that's going to be difficult to do.
Yeah, and they're only averaging 15.8 points per game, which ranks them 10th in the conference, and they give up 33 points a game. So that tells you right there that this could be a big day for Henderson. This is a game that you'd like to get a lot of players in the game. Not saying that, Southwestern can't come out and, give you a scare and, put it on you. But if you're Henderson State, you really like that. Get your starters in, build a lead, and then bring in some backups and get everybody a rest before next week. But the big thing is you can't be looking forward to next week. That'll be huge.
I think that's what happened to Ouachita last week when they lost to Southern Nazarene at home. They were looking even further than the Reddies. They were looking undefeated season, number 1 seed in Super Region 3, going to host all the way through the playoffs. But now they're going to have to win today and next weekend just to ensure their spot.
Oh, yeah. With this region being one of the toughest regions, and even though they beat Harding, I think you're going to see Harding by the end be higher in the region rankings if they both end up at 10-1, just because Harding lost to OBU in a close game at OBU on the road, so that was a road loss. Ouachita loses at home to a winless team at home, and that's going to affect that outcome a lot more than the Harding loss with OBU.
Definitely the shock of the college football world, particularly in Division II. We'll take our first time out. We'll come back with the weather, starting lineups, and get you ready for kickoff as the Domino's pregame show continues next on the Henderson State Sports Network. Back with you on the Domino's pregame show. It's now time for today's Wendy's weather forecast. Wendy's is a proud sponsor of Henderson State Athletics. Stop by their new location, 3130 Pine Street in Arkadelphia, or give them a call, 870-246-5077. Wendy's, deliciously different. A little warmer than expected today, but the majority of the rain has gone away, but currently 71 degrees with a pretty steady drizzle out there. Expected to stop, but pick back up again around kickoff. It'll just be scattered for the remainder of the afternoon. The wind only 4 miles an hour out of the southeast. We've already had over an inch of rain in the last 24 hours, and you can really tell down on the track where the water has drained off the turf. It's kind of a slow going. Troy, when I got here at about 11 o'clock, there was a pretty solid puddle between the 40s that was slowly making its way off the field.
It doesn't surprise me. As I was driving in, you couldn't see 5 feet in front of you. It was so bad driving the interstate. I mean, trucks, everybody had their flashers on because you could hardly see. And I was just hoping when I got to Arkadelphia, it'd slow down so I could get out of the truck and get in the press box. It was similar that way last night when I was driving to the high school games. And at least that hard rain has kind of subsided a little bit and, make it at least somewhat pleasurable for these parents here on senior day so they're not going to be soaking wet.
A lot of umbrellas there on the sideline, and down on the field as, of course, the senior day festivities are underway as we're 22 minutes away from kickoff here in Arkadelphia today. It's time to take a look across the GAC this week. In GAC football, we are the only 1 o'clock start. Every other game will start at 2. Ouachita Baptist on the road in Shawnee at Oklahoma Baptist, a series that the Tigers lead overall 10-2-1, including a 55-14 win last season.
Yeah, this game is, this is the last week of the Arkansas, the Natural State versus the Sooner State. Of course, next week is rivalry week. Arkansas schools are 26-4 this year. Arkansas-Monticello has 2 of those losses. Arkansas Tech has 1. And, of course, the Halloween horror story last week for OBU with a loss to Southern Nazarene. But Ouachita, I think they're going to come back big time. They know they're going to have to put up some big wins the next 2 weeks. Oklahoma Baptist only averaging 269 yards of offense, and they give up 390 on defense. I think OBU will come out strong and win that one. I think they'll put up a big number. I think it's going to be like a 45-14 game.
I'm going to go with the exact same score as last year. I'm going to go 55-14 just because Ouachita still has a lot to prove in that they can take care of teams with losing records on the road and make everybody forget about the matchup last week against Southern Nazarene before going into the Battle of the Ravine here against the Reddies next week. Arkansas-Monticello hits the road for the final time this season. They're on the road in Bethany at Southern Nazarene for 2 o'clock kickoff. UAM leads the all-time series 8-2, but it was Southern Nazarene who took the win last year, a 41-14 thrashing in Monticello.
Southern Naz going to pick up their second win of the year. I think they're going to, after that win against OBU, I got a little bit of confidence. They want to finish the season strong. They had a couple extra days to prepare. They're playing at home. And, of course, UAM, I think, of course, they're going to stop their quarterback and slow down that run, I don't think they'll have a problem. I think it's going to be a pretty tight game, but I think Southern Naz, it'll be a low-scoring game. I think Southern Naz will win it like 20-14.
I think it's going to be UAM early. Southern Nazarene going to have to climb up. I think Southern Nazarene's going to be overly amped up considering they just came off of the biggest win in program history. And I don't know if they've got enough to come back.
I think those extra 2 days, though, okay, they can enjoy it for a little while. Hey, we want to finish strong here, and we got Monticello. We're playing at home. We may have a little bit of fan support after that big win. I think they'll hold off UAM. And
Demylan Brown was limited in last week's game, so he may or may not be on the field. That's the difference. You almost can't pick this game knowing whether or not he's on the field. But I'm going to go with Southern Nazarene as well, but it's going to be an ugly one. I'm going 14-12. One of those not quite scoreagami games, but pretty darn close. Harding is on the road in Ada at East Central, a series that Harding leads all time 18-3, including a 48-7 win last season in Searcy. Harding has, of course, that game against East Central and against Arkansas Tech next week, 2 4-5 teams to finish their season and hopefully climb their way up a very still open Super Region 3.
I don't think East Central can stop that ground game whatsoever. Harding may roll. It could be ugly at halftime. I also believe this will be a big blowout game. I'm talking about 52-7.
I think it's going to be even more than that. I think now Harding feels a little disrespected. They were number 6 in the regional rankings this week. They have every right to be right up there with the elites in the league. 63-0.
Wow.
They still have a lot to prove. If they can take care of business against 2 middle-of-the-pack teams and hope for some stuff going on above them, the problem is Ferris State and Grand Valley State have already played each other. If they both win out, they're keeping those spots, and you'll have to go to Grand Rapids if you want to get to that second national championship, and that is not an easy place to win, nor is it a warm one in the throes of November and early December. Arkansas Tech at Southeastern Oklahoma, 2 o'clock kickoff. Arkansas Tech leads the all-time series 15-7-1, including a 14-7 win last year. Southeastern looking to try to get that 6th win of the season, which has been pretty elusive for them the last couple of years.
Southeastern, no doubt the top team out of the Sooner State, and they're playing another home game with them. Arkansas Tech, it's just going to depend. You know, they've had that problems with quarterback lately, and I just don't see them solving that issue against Southeastern on the road. I'm taking Southeastern to win this one 27-17.
Arkansas Tech let a lot of people down last week with just an abysmal offensive performance, and they have a lot of answers, or they have a lot of questions that need answers. They were really excited coming into this season. They thought this was going to be the year they really broke through into that top tier of football teams in the GAC, and they have not done so. Southeastern's been a pleasant surprise, playing a little over 500 ball, probably right at the 5th best team in the league right now, the best Oklahoma team. And they have some things to prove at home before they play East Central next week. Southeastern are going to make it 2 in a row to finish the season off. I'm going to go 21-17. That game always ends up close. And finally, 2 o'clock kickoff, Northwestern Oklahoma State at Southern Arkansas. Southern Arkansas leads that overall series 9-1, including a 42-14 thrashing last year. Southern Arkansas trying to sneak their way up from the 10th spot in the region rankings. They've got to hope for 3 teams ahead of them to falter between now and the finish line.
I think Southern Arkansas sees that they're in the rankings, and they're going to just build on that and feed off of that. Northwestern Oklahoma, don't be surprising if they don't give them a little bit of a run, but I think it'll be kind of close early. Southern Arkansas, too much depth down the stretch. I'm going to pick 37-17.
Northwestern is, as somebody that saw Northwestern play last week, they do not have a quarterback. They are running 3 quarterbacks in there, and you know what they say, when you have 3 quarterbacks, you don't really have one. And that's gonna be a hard thing to do. Something else that they don't have is a very good front 4. And Southern Arkansas, the way they run the football, it's going to be by however much they want, especially in Magnolia. I'm going to go 52-7 in favor of Southern Arkansas. So this is going to be an interesting look at the GAC standings and what we look forward to this week. Of course, we're talking about super regional rankings. Ferris State is number 1, Grand Valley number 2, Pitt State 3, followed by UCO, Central Oklahoma. Then Ouachita, Harding, and Emporia State will round out the 7 that if the season ended today, prior to these games, it would be those 7 making the postseason. So there's still a lot of football left to play. It should be pretty interesting. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back with your starting lineups and keys to victory and more as the Domino's pregame show continues next on the Henderson State Sports Network. Back with you on the Domino's pregame show. It's now time to introduce you to today's starting lineups for both teams. First, for the Bulldogs from Southwestern Oklahoma State, 2-7 on the season. They are coached by Andrew Rice, who is 2-7 in his first season as the head coach of the Bulldogs, their fourth coach in as many seasons. Starting on the defensive line, number 90, Jalen Nieto, 6'3", 235, a redshirt freshman from Cache, Oklahoma. Number 70, Jeremiah Tubbs, 6'2", 275, a freshman from Cedar Hill, Texas. Number 53, Cameron Guyton, 6'2", 300-pound sophomore from DeSoto, Texas. And number 28, James Thomas, 6'3", 215, a junior from Baconton, Georgia. The linebackers, number 0, Logan Monroe, 5'11", 220, a junior from Dallas, Texas. Number 44, Keyshawn Jackson, 5'11", 235-pound freshman from Glen Heights, Texas. And number 5, Damian Dunn, 5'10", 175, a junior from Hearn, Texas. Defensive backs, number 20, Michael Arsenault, 5'9", 170, senior from Opelousas, Louisiana. Number 30, Zach Roberts, 5'10", 195, a sophomore from Newcastle, Oklahoma. Number 8, Desmond Green, 5'11", 180, a junior from Crawfordsville, Florida. And number 22, Wyatt Romer, 6'1", 180, a junior from Fort Worth, Texas. On offense for the Bulldogs, starting up front, number 66, Rodney Towle, 6'2", 285, junior from Torrance, California. Number 61, Sam Reynolds, 5'11", 285, a freshman from Lucas, Texas. Number 55, Isaac Foster, 6'2", 275, a senior from Jones, Oklahoma. Number 69, Braden Henry, 6'2", 270, a freshman from Muskogee, Oklahoma. And number 56, Dakari Fantroy, 6'2", 260, junior from Grand Prairie, Texas. The receivers, number 10, Jack Smith, 6'1", 190, redshirt freshman from Choctaw, Oklahoma. Number 3, Baylor Nash, 6'3", 210, a sophomore from South Coffeyville, Oklahoma. And number 82, Julian Stratford, 6'2", 175, redshirt freshman from Grand Prairie, Texas. The tight end is number 88, Bodie Boyston, 6'4", 230-pound freshman from Enid, Oklahoma. Running back is 21, Malik Roberson, 5'9", 170, junior from Fort Coffee, Oklahoma. And the starting quarterback today, number 14, Tate Robard, 6'2", 205, a graduate student from Stone Canyon, Oklahoma. For the Henderson State Reddies, 7-2, led by head coach Greg Holsworth in his first season as the captain, as the head coach for the Reddies. On defense, they'll start number 8, Jacoby Shell, 6'2", 243. Redshirt sophomore from Forest City. Number 94, Jalen Coopwood, 5'11", 315, redshirt junior from Crawfordsville. Number 44, Trenton Moore, 6'2", 230, a senior from Tomball, Texas. The bandit is number 33, Catrell Wallace, 6'6", 217, a junior from Bryant. Linebackers, 32, Ryan Hampton, 5'10", 220, a senior from Okolona, Mississippi. Number 10, Jordan Owens, 6'2", 206, a redshirt junior from North Little Rock. The nickelback, number 7, Tim Jennings, 5'10", 176, a senior from DeSoto, Texas. The rover is number 3, Jalen Powell, 5'9", 190, a senior from Memphis, Tennessee. Free safety, number 9, Bryant Hammond II, 6'1", 180, a sophomore from DeRidder, Louisiana. The cornerbacks are number 18, Cam Thomas, 5'9", 172, a senior from Shreveport. And number 27, Colby Crawford, 6'1", 167, a redshirt junior from Bentonville. Captains making their way to midfield now. Southwestern will send out number 0, Logan Monroe, and number 14, Tate Robards. Reddies will send out Tim Jennings, Andrew Edwards, Jeremiah Davis, and Jacob Neal. And Troy, as something to be noted, Jeremiah Davis in street clothes today. He will not be playing in this one. You have to imagine they're just wanting to make sure he's healthy and taken care of, because he is going to be the bell cow next week against Ouachita.
Yeah, I think they have enough depth that they can handle this one, and you want to make sure you're as healthy as possible. And like I say, I think it's important that the Reddies get out to a big lead here and try to hold off. Not saying they will, but that's what your plan is. If you're Coach Holsworth, you want to try to get a big lead, get some of these other guys in, get everybody off the field and stay healthy. Indeed.
Now the coin being tossed. We'll take care of the Southwest Auto Collection keys to victory, offering the best American-made vehicles: Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC. Pick up your keys to a new vehicle today at the Southwest Auto Collection on 10th Street in Arkadelphia, or online at idriveswa.com. Southwestern will receive the opening kickoff in their road white uniforms, blue pants, blue letters and numbers, white helmets with a Bulldog logo on either side. Reddies going with the home reds, gray metallic numbers and letters, red pants, red helmets, white numerals, and a white stripe down both sides. The Southwest Auto Collection keys to victory. Troy Mitchell, take it away.
Well, here's one thing you know. Southwestern Oklahoma, second in the conference in interceptions, first in the conference in forced fumbles with 11. So they were on the tops in forcing turnovers. The Reddies cannot do that today. This is an ideal day for turnovers with the wet ball, slippery. Got to control your penalties. Be patient. Not try to force too much, because I think you can really move the ball on them. But take care of the football. Get that run game going, and just do not allow the big plays. Do not allow what happened last week across the street happen here. It always can, because you play these games. It's why you see all the stats on the paper and everything, but limit those turnovers. You definitely need to get Andrew Edwards, get him out there quick, get some score right off the bat. Set the tone early, and basically nothing fancy in this game. Just play a good game. You have not played a complete game yet this year. The Reddies have not played a full 60 minutes. Maybe they're saving it for next week. I don't know. But, I really think they could be dangerous if they were able to put it all together.
It could be, and that's a very similar sentiment to what we said last year around this time. The Reddies haven't put 4 quarters together quite yet. So we'll see if they can do that today, and if not, they'll have to put it together quickly to get ready for next week. It's about time for our Chicken Express opening kickoff, brought to you by our friends at Chicken Express, home of the legendary Express tenders and Chicken Sweet Tea. Located at 3115 Pine Street in Arkadelphia, Chicken Express is a proud sponsor of Henderson State Athletics. And out of the south end zone come the Reddies. We'll have to see, Troy. I think one of my keys is going to be, can you overcome a bit of a late arriving or slim crowd just due to the weather? In fact, it's going to be just a gross day. Even though the rain has hopefully stopped, it's going to be a little harder. You're going to have to find that motivation a little more in yourself than from outside factors.
Yeah, I don't know. Senior day and everything. Your last 2 home games, you want to finish strong. You got a lot of seniors out there, and that gives you a little bit of momentum. There's a little bit of extra pep in your step when you know that you're being recognized today in front of your parents and grandparents and other family members that are here that haven't been here all year, some of them here just to see you play on senior day. So, other thing, just don't be too amped up and make uncharacteristic mistakes. Stay within yourself, play your game, you'll be fine.
Today's officiating crew, the referee is Chuck Scott, umpire Tyler Sparrow, head linesman Ken Generoso, line judge Jonathan Bean, side judge is Brad Gibbs, field judge Hunter Alford, and the back judge Dwayne Carter. We've seen several newer crews in the GAC this year. This will be our first experience with these gentlemen, I think some of which are based more out of eastern Arkansas and into the Memphis area, part of southwest Tennessee.
Well, I was talking to the officials last night, some of the officials last night at the Bryant game. One of them was off that day. He was just there with the crew, who is a referee, is a white hat. He says, you're seeing a lot of new officials. You're seeing some of these older officials get to that point where, okay, it's too much for me. I've done it long enough. They're really trying to get new crews in, even from the high school all the way up. And you're going to see a lot more newer officials. And you see here in the college ranks, you have officials doing not only football, but they're doing basketball, baseball. That's what their profession is. Last night, 6 of the officials doing the high school football game are refereeing college basketball games today.
Axel Robertson ready to kick it away. A short approach and a high-end over-end kick, returnable from the 9-yard line for Michael Arsenault. He's going to go off to the right side. A nice hit by 𝗦𝗨𝗕𝗦𝗖𝗥𝗜𝗕𝗥, and he'll lead the charge to drive them back to the 28-yard line, so Southwestern will start there. Didn't look like the Reddies wanted to kick it overly deep in that situation. I think that has to do with the kicker getting his footing.
Jabril just stood up Arsenault. I mean, he ran into a brick wall and went down, so nice play for the Reddie. what do you want to say, coverage team. Coverage team, and they'll start at their own 27 with Southwestern Oklahoma to see if the defense can really make an early statement here.
Tate Robards, the graduate from Stone Canyon, Oklahoma, gets the start today. He has Malik Roberson in the backfield, and we'll hand it off to him off left tackle. He's hit, falls forward to the 35-yard line, a gain of 7, where he's tackled by, once again, 𝗦𝗨𝗕𝗦𝗖𝗥𝗜𝗕𝗘, who gets the start at linebacker today.
Well, a nice game, the first play for Southwestern Oklahoma.
They'll go with 2 backs and 3 receivers here on second down. Read option. Kept himself. Ball is on the ground. It's dove on and picked up, recovered by Southwestern, and it will get him a first down. Excellent awareness there by the receiver, Jack Smith. And Robards already going to the towel to try to dry his hands.
Now, already second play for scrimmage, ball hits the ground. It tells you we're going to be battling that all day. The rain's supposed to be on and off all day long, and on that turf it's going to be slick as well.
Fresh set of downs. Read option will be a handoff up the left side, and drugged down from behind is Roberson. Jordan Owens with the tackle on the play at the 46-yard line. Another big gain on first down for Southwestern, that time at 6 instead of second down and 4.
Yeah, Southwestern Oklahoma coming out on mission. They're getting yardage in chunks, 6, 7 yards. If you can run the ball and get 6, 7 yards per play.
Handoff again goes to Roberson, runs into his own man, but somehow stumbles forward for about 1.5 yards. It'll be third down and 2 from the 48-yard line. And he hits that hole. He's kind of low and quick. Looks like the shifty change of pace back. He's done a pretty good job running the football.
Yeah, if he would have ran into his own guy, he may have picked up 6 or 7 more yards on that play.
Big third down here, 3rd and 2. Twin receivers to either side. They'll try to get the Reddies to jump. Cannot do so. They'll get the updated play call from that far sideline. High snap, and it's through Robards. He has to go back and dive on it. And the Reddies will be fortunate there. Jamarian Citizen will get credited with the tackle. He was the closest Reddie there. And now it's instead of 3rd down and 2, it's 4th down and 12. And that ball just came flying over the head of Robards.
So Southwestern Oklahoma on their first series puts the ball on the ground twice already.
That's the kind of day it's going to be. Dylan Morrow, the punter, number 48, back around his own 25-yard line. Cam Thomas will be out there for the Reddies. We've seen him return punts in the second half the last couple of weeks. End-over-end punt. Thomas will receive it from the 18-yard line. He wants to break off to the right side, now cuts back and tries to bounce, and he'll be brought down at about the 32-yard line. And the Reddie offense will take over from there when we return. 12:04 to play on our opening quarter. No score. Reddies have the ball next. You're listening to Reddie Football on the Henderson State Sports Network. Back with you at Carpenter-Haygood Stadium in Arkadelphia. 1st and 10 Reddies from their own 31-yard line. Jalen Abraham to start at running back. And Jeremiah Davis out today, and he'll get the handoff on 1st down. Looks for a hole, bounces off of one would-be tackler, gets about 2 yards there, up to the 33, make it 2nd down and 8.
Well, a little bit of difference. He kind of tippy-toed up through the line, trying to find a hole.
Line's going to have to.
Pardon me. He got to hit that hole quick and go at it.
Line is going to have to open it up a lot quicker than they do for JD, just because he's strong enough to be able to wait. 2nd down, Read option. Abraham carries again. He's hit after a yard gain and brought down by 𝗬𝗓𝗦𝗕𝗦𝗖𝗥𝗜𝗕𝗘, one of the leading tacklers for Southwestern Oklahoma. And quickly the Reddies are faced with a 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, not how you wanted to start. This really want to move the ball here. See if passing down here. See if the Reddies go here on this corner.
3 receivers set. Davis in as an H-back as well. Edwards in the shotgun. Abraham on his hip. Bulldogs show blitz. They'll rush 5. Edwards pass out to the boundary, complete to 𝗬𝗓𝗦𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗏. He's got the 1st down and is out of bounds around the 46-yard line. And the Reddies will move the chains.
All else fails, you need somebody to get you a 1st down. Go to 𝗬𝗓𝗦𝗧𝗏. Nice job. He knew exactly where he had to go. Spun out to his left, went down to the sidelines, and got past the sticks.
Southwestern unafraid to rush 5 or 6 players here. 3 receivers set. 1st and 10 for the Reddies. The handoff to Jalen Abraham again. He's across midfield and drugged down at the 48-yard line for a nice gain there of 6 yards on 1st down. It'll be 2nd down and 4.
Hit the hole a little quicker that time. It looked like a little bit more confidence. I think as the game gets going and he gets used to running the football a little bit more, we'll see him get some bigger yardage.
He'll get the carry again on 2nd down. Not as much there. 2 yards before Logan Monroe brings him down. Monroe, the leading tackler for Southwestern on the season, as the linebacker has 82 tackles, 7.5 for loss, including 4 sacks.
Yeah, that senior from Dallas, Texas, went right down the line of scrimmage and saw Abraham and put him to the ground pretty quick, just shy of the line to gain. So it'll be, 3rd and 2?
3rd down and 2. Reddies will bunch formation. 2 H-backs here as Edwards comes out of the pistol. The handoff to Abraham. Goes off right guard, tripped up. He's right at the line to gain, and it should be enough. They will rule it a 1st down.
Yeah, our head linesman's got it as a 1st down. And now they're saying it's short. Oh, there they go.
They're going to move him. They're going to move him a little late. Something of note here: 𝗦𝗓𝗦𝗧𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 will come in and be the 2nd back in lieu of Dylan Jones, who we had been seeing get the backup carry since Fred McDonald went down with injury earlier this year. Single receiver to either side. Edwards sends Gallagher in motion right to left. The handoff to 𝗦𝗓𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. It's on the turf, and Southwestern's recovered it.
Well, like we said, Southwestern, one of the top teams in forcing fumbles, and they forced another one. So the ball's been on the ground 3 times in the first 6 minutes of this ball game.
And Southwestern has recovered all 3 of the drops so far, and it looks like we will play on as we'll go into Southwestern's 2nd offensive possession. 9:02 left to play here in our opening quarter. No score, and not a confidence-building first play for 𝗦𝗓𝗦𝗧𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Keyshawn Walls up around the midfield stripe. They'll drive him back, and they'll mark him right at midfield for a gain of 3 on first down.
Southwestern moving at a rapid pace now.
They have to try to win this game so the Reddies don't get set and do what they want to do defensively. They've got 2 receivers stacked here on the near side out at the boundary. The handoff again, nowhere going this time. There's Trenton Moore that'll drive him back 7 yards, but they'll say his forward progress gives him the original line of scrimmage. And Jamarian Citizen in there as well. He burst through the line pretty quick. So it's 3rd down and 7. Same formation for the Bulldogs. They're keeping Walls in at running back. Receiver goes in motion. It's a play fake. Going to the air for the first time today will be Robards. Rolling to the right. He's got his man short of the sticks. Makes a couple of moves and gets the first down. That's Baylor Nash, the big tight end. Gets the ball into Reddie territory all the way down to the 41.
Well, that's Southwestern Oklahoma came in 10th in the conference in conversions on 3rd down.
And the Reddies get a lucky break there. It's a holding penalty. So instead of a first down, they'll be faced with 3rd down way behind the sticks.
Yeah, they only convert on 31% at third down conversions on the year.
3rd down and 17 here. 7:45 to play in the first, no score.
But Reddie's one of the top teams in defensive third down conversions. They rank 3rd, allowing only 28%.
Pretty good number. Trips to the wide side of the field. Robards to throw again. Over the middle. What a catch. If they'll say he caught it. And they're going to mark him a yard short. But still a nice catch there by Zion Mercer. It'll be 4th down and 1 on the plus side of the field. The metrics say to go for it, and it looks like that's what.
Southwestern Oklahoma 7 of 20 on 4th downs this year.
They'll bring in a heavy package. Extra offensive lineman and Zach Rogers line him up at H-back behind the tight end. Out of the shotgun, the handoff, Walls, trips, falls forward and gets the 1st down. So that penalty does not come back to bite Southwestern. The Reddies cannot hold on a 4th down conversion.
You let him convert on a big play. Those are the kind of plays right there that keeps a team that's struggling a little bit this year, having lost 5 straight games in your ball game, and gives them that little bit of momentum.
And more so keeps the Reddie offense off the field. On the handoff, 1st down, off the right side goes Roberson. Pyle finally drives him back. Starting at the 35-yard line is where he gets the forward progress mark. Another big gain on 1st down, 6. 2nd down and 4, 3 receivers set. The 2 receivers of the wide side are stacked. Roberson comes back into the game as the running back. He'll switch sides. Big tight end Boydston, 6'5", lined up there at the H-back spot, and he'll be a lead blocker. Hit at the line is Roberson. He will be driven back after a 3-yard gain. He needed 4. He got 3, so now it's 3rd down and 1.
Southwestern Oklahoma doing what they want, just plus yardage every play. Get plus yardage and pushing this Reddie defense back. Like you said, keeping the Reddie offense off the field.
Reddie's moving the linebackers way up into the box. They're expecting run here. They get it, and it's going to be a 1st down. A 2-yard gain for Roberson. It moves the chains once again. Southwestern driving down the field. 5 minutes to play in the first, no score here at home on Senior Day.
It doesn't look like much excitement on that Reddie sideline today, Blake.
It's not. Handoff to Walls this time. He goes up the right side and gets 3 yards on 1st down to the 27. So kind of what I was talking about right before kickoff. You're going to have to make your own motivation here. The crowd a little thinner than usual just due to the weather and whatnot. And an out-of-state team is kind of always something we talk about, affecting numbers. 2nd down and 7 for Southwestern. The handoff again goes to Walls, runs behind the line, hole opens up. He fights forward for another 4. It'll be 3rd down and 3. They've always given themselves these 3rd down and manageables minus the play after the penalty, but they were able to convert on 4th down there.
Just steady dosage of running the football. That was their 34 yards rushing on the day, and 13 of them have been running plays, only 14 plays total.
Right up the middle on the run, going to be stopped short. Dante Dean, the running back, gets the carry there. He needed 3, he got 2, and another 4th and 1 for Southwestern, and they've gotten positive plays when they put the ball on the ground. Why do anything different?
Yeah, they've only thrown the ball 1 time for that 16 yards. That was that big gainer after the penalty. They're just keeping the ball on the ground and just hitting it right up the middle.
Out of the shotgun. And the Reddies going to take a timeout here. They didn't get the personnel set up like they wanted to be. Kind of came on late, so they'll take their first charge timeout of the quarter. 3:12 left to play in the first. No score here in Arkadelphia. quick score update for you. Women's basketball falls today to Missouri Southern State, 75-47, the final. The men play at 5 o'clock today against Winona State. Nearly pulled off an upset of number 4 ranked Minnesota State Moorhead last night. Looking to get back on the winning track as they'll be at Municipal Auditorium in Kansas City.
That's one thing. 𝗦𝗨𝗕𝗦𝗖𝗥𝗜𝗕𝗘, coach of the Reddies, they're not afraid to play the big guns. You know, that's how you get better. Playing some of the better teams in the region instead of playing like non-conference games against much lesser opponents. You know, yeah, it's nice to play a game there to get loose, but you don't get better unless you need to play the better competition so you really know what you have.
Exactly the point. So the Reddies need to know what they have here. It's going to be a little gut check here, this 4th down and 1, and Southwestern's offense immediately comes back onto the field. No surprises there on this 4th down and 1 play. It's going to be a direct snap. Robar's the quarterback, and a dive forward across the 20. And a little Superman move, and he gets to the 19 and moves the sticks again.
Well, Southwestern Oklahoma now in the red zone.
First time either team has been there today. Handoff to Roberson. Tries to bounce outside. Gets a good little bit of momentum, but it's going to be pushed back. Finally, good stop there by Trenton Moore, and they'll stop him after a gain of just 2 yards.
They're 10th in the conference in red zone offense. Scoring.
Pass left side is bobbled and incomplete. Had an open Jack Smith. He heard footsteps late from Jalen Powell, but he could not haul the catch in. And now 3rd down and 8. Finally, a 3rd down and not quite as manageable.
Southwestern Oklahoma 18 of 23 in the red zone, 12 touchdowns and 6 field goals.
Hand off to Roberson on 3rd down, and that one's not going to go anywhere. He'll get a yard and nothing more. Just move the ball into the middle of the field. It'll be 4th down and 7, and now the field goal unit will make its way out onto the field.
Well, this will only be their 8th field goal attempt of the year, or 6 of 7.
Ethan McBee, a true freshman, 5'10", 165 pounds, from Poto, Oklahoma. He will try the 33-yarder from the middle, and he will push it straight through. And the Bulldogs take the lead first. 1:34 to play in quarter number 1. New score, Southwestern Oklahoma 3, Reddies nothing. We're back after this on the Henderson State Sports Network. A 1:34 left in quarter number 1. Reddies trail it 3-0, but we'll get the football back here for just their 2nd possession of the day. And Troy Southwestern has done exactly what they needed to do in terms of winning the battle of possession.
Yeah, and keeping the Reddies offense off the field and just push down the field on offense.
High short kick is going to bounce once dangerously and be picked up by 𝗦𝗬𝗧𝗥𝗓𝗦𝗖𝗥𝗜𝗕𝗘, I believe, and it is him on the return. He'll stutter step his way out of bounds to the 32-yard line.
Not bad field position to start this series. Reddies need to pick up the momentum a little bit. It's just not a lot of excitement out there on that field. Just the enthusiasm. It looks like it, it's kind of like the overcast day. It's kind of set in here. Like you said, not a lot of fans in the stands because of the rain, but you can't just go through the motions and expect to win this game. Southwestern Oklahoma's coming out with a little bit of a mission.
And they are showing a lot of pressure here. They've got 6 men on the line of scrimmage showing blitz. The handoff to 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 on first down. He'll get a yard and nothing more. Little run blitz drawn up there. Felipe Tristan will get credit for the tackle from Panama City, Panama. Second down and 9 for the Reddies.
Blake, I think the Reddies need to start these little out patterns or little crossing routes here. Just not a big, just like little 5 to 10 yard routes to really change up their play calling here.
I think Edwards heard you, and he finds a pass complete. I believe that was to Ja'Cory Williams up to the 37-yard line. And that will set the Reddies up in 3rd down and 5 territory. It's going to have to be one of those days where even though it's wet, the ball's probably slick, you're going to have to sling it around the yard a little bit.
Well, Southwestern's score was set up by a Reddie turnover.
6 in the box again. The handoff, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 bounces off a guy, gets to the outside, not quick enough to get to the edge. He'll get all the way to the 40, make it 4th down and 2.
Tell you, the Bulldog defense is playing well. Really stuffing the Reddies offensively.
Well, they're loading the box. The Reddies are going to have to do something to fight that, and now it's going to be punt time. Axel Robertson will come out to punt. He can take it to the quarter if he wishes. 10 seconds left on the first quarter clock.
Take it to the quarter. Don't rush it.
Looks like they are doing the exact opposite. He'll get it away. Romar back to return. The kick end over end. It'll take a Reddie bounce, and Robertson will continue his outstanding year punting the football all the way down to the 14-yard line, and that's where the first quarter will end. After 1 quarter of play, the score, Southwestern Oklahoma 3, Reddies nothing. We'll be back with the second quarter after this. You're listening to Reddie Football on the Henderson State Sports Network. Second quarter of action here from Carpenter-Haygood Stadium in Arkadelphia. Reddies trail it 3-0, and Southwestern Oklahoma has the football right back. Less than 100 yards of total offense between the two teams in that first quarter, Troy, and it was just kind of a battle of Southwestern just gets the ball and nickels and dimes their way down the field, and the Reddies just can't do anything when Southwestern Oklahoma is loading the box up. Handoff on first down, a hard hit delivered to Dante Dean, and he'll get it up to the 19-yard line.
Yeah, 19 plays for 57 yards for Southwestern Oklahoma in that first quarter. The Reddies just ran 10 plays for 30 yards. So a total of 29 plays in the first quarter. That tells you the possession that Southwestern Oklahoma is controlling this ball game.
Second down and 5. Dean, the handoff again. He could have broken that one loose even more than he did. A touchdown-saving tackle by Bryant Hammond, but all the way up to the 33-yard line.
Time of possession. The Reddies only had the ball for 4.5 minutes in the first quarter to 10.5 for the Bulldogs.
That is not a winning formula. First down and 10. A small run there. Gets up to the 35.
Well, it was stuffed right in the middle. Looked like Gary Lewis was in there. Yeah, he made the first hit. Or no,
It was Jacoby Shell.
Jacoby Shell. That 8-0 gets a little with these new jerseys. Yeah, Lewis isn't even out there.
Out of the shotgun on 2nd down and 8. Play fake, little tunnel screen, complete out to the boundary, complete to Jack Smith, and he'll take it out of bounds to the 39-yard line.
Well, brings up 3rd down.
3rd down and 4 this time. A little more doable.
Bulldogs are 1 of 5 on 3rd down so far in the ball game.
Handoff, Dean gets past the 40, fights forward, still on his feet, and he rolled all the way forward to a 1st down. And that's got to be frustrating if you're the Reddie defense. You look like you have him stuffed, and all of a sudden he makes a play.
Offensive line just keeps pushing forward, just beating the Reddies off the ball. It seems like they're just a little bit stronger, pushing the Reddies around a little bit.
Another fresh set of downs for the Bulldogs from SWOSU. Trying to make it a nice trip back to Weatherford. Play fake. Roberson going deep, going way too deep, and just out of the arms of Colby Crawford, who would have had the interception had he been just a few steps quicker. Smith, the intended target once again.
Well, you got the 𝗬𝗏𝗦𝗖𝗥𝗜𝗕𝗏 making his 5th appearance of the year, the quarterback, and they're that was only his 4th pass, but they're not getting to him at all. He's got plenty of time to throw the football.
He hasn't needed to throw it. The run game's been very effective, and they'll give it back to
we
Dean, and now the Reddies have him stuffed. Will drive him back.
𝗬𝗏𝗦𝗖𝗥𝗜𝗕𝗏 leading the charge there, Blake.
Trying to fire up his team on the sidelines. It'll be a loss of 3. A loss of 3, and it'll be 3rd down and 13. Now the Reddies are primed to get the stop that they desperately need and to get the football back. $12:15 left in the 2nd quarter. Southwestern 3, Reddies nothing. Snap, now flushed out of the pocket. Robards rolling right. He's brought down hard. Darian Thompson comes on along and finishes the job. Jordan Owens will get credit for half a sack there, all the way back to the 23-yard line.
I think that maybe the Reddie defense heard me from all the way up here, because those last 2 plays looked like the Reddies of what we've seen in the past, and they really got to the quarterback, Tate Robards. He had nowhere to go. He was looking for help, couldn't find any. Reddies just converged on him and makes it 4th in a 501 area code.
A low snap, a high end-over-end punt, fair catch. Thomas calls for 1, and we'll pull it into the 32-yard line, and the Reddies will take over from there.
The Reddies have been starting at the 32-yard line, it seems like, every series so far.
It hasn't worked out yet. They've got 68 yards that they've got to get and have not been able to do so yet.
Yeah, we're 11:24 to play in the half, and Southwestern's had the ball 14 minutes to Henderson's 4:36. I think they've taken an immediate timeout.
Well, they acted like they did. We'll take one with them. 3-0 Southwestern. You're listening to Reddie Football on the Henderson State Sports Network. First and 10 Reddies from their own 32-yard line, trailing 3-0 here early second quarter on Senior Day. And after we went to break, the Reddies were penalized with an illegal substitution penalty. So that's why, put the ball back a little bit further. On a first down, the handoff to 𝗦𝗦𝗕𝗦𝗖𝗥𝗜𝗕𝗘. He will get forward, still pushing his feet forward across the 35 to the 37.
Well, they called an illegal substitution, but they declined the penalty because it wouldn't have gave Southwestern Oklahoma a first down, and they got a decent punt. They don't want to risk it a big return, I guess.
And that's not one of those that's penalized
it's a
after
5-yard
the fact.
Yeah, it's a 5-yard penalty. So
Abraham goes in motion to leave Edwards alone in the backfield with 4 receivers and a tight end. He will look to throw. Going across the middle of the field, incomplete. Too hot to handle for 𝗦𝗕𝗦𝗬𝗧. Hit him right in the numbers, and he wasn't ready for it.
no, I mean, he couldn't have put it any better, and it was like he was just, he's looking at his arms and said, I didn't see it. I mean, that ball came at him in a rocket.
Now another third down. This time it's 3rd down and 5 for the Reddies. Nasrudin back in the game in the backfield. 3 receivers set for Edwards. He'll take the snap, 3-step drop, tries to chuck it down to Nasrudin out of the backfield, and it's incomplete, nearly taken away by Desmond Green. And it is 4th down, and the Reddies go 3 and out again.
Gabe Hernandez comes off the field limping. Another 3 and out for the Reddies.
Of their 3 possessions, 2 of them have ended with 3 and outs. Robertson gets another punt away, top 20 in the country, and that one will be fair caught and made by Wyatt Romer at the 18-yard line, and we'll play on from there. Reddy's defense has started to pick up the pace. The offense not quite there for them yet.
Well, the Reddies have only run 13 plays for 35 yards, Blake.
I think a little too dependent on the run right now, but you go and throw the ball and we can't catch it. We've had a drop and a couple of close incompletions.
And those incompletions, I don't blame Edwards. Those were right in the hands. Guys need to make those catches.
First down and 10 for Southwestern. Read option, handoff up the middle. Once again goes Roberson, and he'll get all the way to the 25-yard line. So a gain of 7. That's been the key to the game. Southwestern's gained 5, 6, 7 yards on every first down play.
They get 5 yards before Tim Jennings comes up and hits him and takes him down. Ends up with a 7-yard gain on the play.
2nd down and 3. Handoff again. Roberson runs into Jacoby Shell, and he will not let him do much. Gets a yard out of it, though. So 3rd down and 2.
Yeah, we said earlier that Gabe Hernandez came up limping. He's there on the sidelines with head athletic trainer and assistant athletic director Rob Redding on the sidelines looking at him.
3rd down and 2. And Southwestern will bring out that heavy package again. Single receiver to either side. Robards calls for the snap. The handoff to Roberson. He may have been short.
No. They tried to push it forward, did the tush push, and they could not get him at all. He may have got a half a yard on the play, but it'll bring up 4th down. And it looks like, do we have another injured Reddie? No, he just
stopped
slow getting up.
Stopped the clock for whatever reason. They'll move it again.
Are they going to leave the offense on the field? 4th and 1?
They've been successful at it twice already. Why not try once more?
Yeah, they're 2 for 2 on 4th down, so why not try to make it 3 for 3? What do you got? You're not playing for the playoff berth. You've only got 2 wins. You're trying to end the 5-game winning or losing streak. Why not?
These next 2 games are their bowl games.
Right, and the Reddies have yet to really stop them on short yardage plays.
4th down and 1. Robards.
Well, they're just trying to get him to jump. Changing the play.
With 8 seconds left on the play clock. Oh, and he
they
got his
moved.
own man to move.
His own player jumped. It was either going to be that or a delay a game because the 0 hit on the play clock.
Unless they got, they did not get the timeout or anything like that. The offensive player Daniel Ballinger, the left tackle, big 6'8", 300-pounder from Tulsa.
They were just trying to get the Reddies to jump, Blake, and when he changed the play at about 7 seconds on the play clock, by the time he got ready, it was down to 1, and both corners or both wide receivers jumped at the same time. I think they read the play clock.
So back for his second punt of the day. Gets it away, high and short punt. Thomas calls for the fair catch, makes it at the Reddie 39-yard line.
So we're starting at a different yard than the 32, so maybe that'll change things.
We'll see. We'll see what the Reddie offense can get their troubles figured out. That's the more important thing in my mind is, hey, can we start getting a few yards offensively?
Yeah, I have to move the football. Try to mix some things up a little bit. It's like they're just trying to get through this game and without any injuries or anything, but hell, you don't want to lose it.
Still gotta win. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 goes out of the backfield on a designed quarterback run for Andrew Edwards. Gets across the 40 up to the 42 and goes out of bounds. Andrew not usually one to shy away from contact there, but like you said, you're trying to stay healthy. That's the main purpose of this game, it seems like.
I think that was a busted play because that did not look it looked like somebody missed an assignment, and Edwards just took off with it.
Single receiver to either side. Gallagher in motion. The handoff to Abraham. Cuts across, gets up just shy of the 45-yard line. They'll give him the big line there. A gain of 2 to make it 3rd down and 4.
Bryson Jordan wrapped him up right there at the 45-yard line. So again, another 3rd down for the Reddies. They're 2 for 4 on 3rd downs.
Down and 4 from the 45-yard line. Best field position Reddies have had in quite a while. Abraham goes well out to the numbers on the weak side of the field. Edwards throwing it left side to Caden Davis. Complete across midfield. He's got the 1st down and more, and he's pushed out of bounds at the 41-yard line, moving the chains for the Reddies, and a huge sigh of relief from the home stands.
Yeah, that's only the second first down of the game for Henderson State. 3rd first down of the game.
Hopefully this has a snowball effect. First and 10 in Southwestern territory. The handoff to Abraham. Tries to bounce across the 40 and up to the 39-yard line. Just 2 yards there on 1st down.
Abraham comes off the field.
It's been a pretty balanced run game between Abraham and 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 today. Not yet effective. Edwards out of the shotgun, looking right. Middle, has Caden Davis inside the 15, 10, 5, touchdown Reddies. Caden Davis from Andrew Edwards on a 39-yard touchdown strike, and the Reddies take their first lead and get on the scoreboard. It's 6-3.
You were just waiting for that play to develop. I mean, the Reddies just kind of methodically moving the ball, and then all of a sudden busted up a big pass play. Maybe they'll start the Reddie offense from here on out.
Extra point attempt on its way, and good. Now we'll step aside with 6:10 to play in the half of the new score. Reddie 7, Southwestern 3. Back after this on the Henderson State Sports Network. 7-3 Reddies, 6:10 to play in the half.
That drive, 5 plays, 61 yards, a minute 54 off the clock.
High end over end kick for Robertson will bounce in the end zone and go out the backside for a touchback. So Southwestern will start it on their 25-yard line.
Was that the first? Wasn't that the first time the Reddies crossed midfield? Did they cross midfield?
They crossed it earlier, but then lost it back on the fumble.
Right.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, that's right.
Southwestern will take over here from their own 25-yard line. They have all 3 timeouts remaining and just under half of the quarter left before we get to halftime. A little abbreviated SCM Architects halftime show today. Out of the shotgun, fake to handoff. Robards will keep it himself. Up the middle, hit by 𝗵𝗕𝗓𝗏𝗍. Falls forward for a couple extra yards there to the 32-yard line. A gain of 7 on first. It'll be 2nd down and 3.
Southwest Oklahoma still getting those big chunks on 1st down.
Twin receivers to either side. 2nd down and 3. Takes the handoff. Robards wants the deep ball going left. Incomplete. No flag thrown. A bit lucky there potentially for Paul Manning, who might have had a handful of Baylor Nash's jersey.
Yeah, that kind of questionable there. That could have easily been a pass interference. I don't know what the officials saw that kept him from throwing the flag. Though he was facing the football. I mean, he wasn't shielding. He was facing the football. So
handoff again. This time to Keyshawn Walls. He gets a couple of yards. The pile wants to push,
and the referee stopped it.
The referee must have stopped it. Helmet came off, so they'll stop the clock. Looks like it'll be 4th down and 1.
It was interesting as wide receiver Jack Smith came running in from the side to help with that push. All 11 Southwest Oklahoma players was right there in the middle pushing.
4th down and 1. What will the Bulldogs do?
Well, like we said, they're 2 of 2 on 4th down. The last time they were going to go for it, but a penalty ended it. Now it's 4th and 1.
They'll go for it again. They'll go with Robards, the quarterback.
No.
Does not look like he got it. Depends on the spot.
Oh, the one line judge is going to give him to the line, so I think they're going to they have a point in 1st down.
They are indeed.
I think it was a horrible spot because he was in the back. That was a horrible spot.
A pumped up Jamarian Citizen thought that it was his play.
And they gave him even more than, that was a bad spot.
Over half a football, indeed. So 1st down, 4.5 to play in the half. 7-3, Reddies on top. Robards has twin receivers.
Oh, he moved too fast.
Hands off, tunnel screen again. Out to that wide side to Jack Smith. They'll get out of bounds at a 42-yard line. Maybe the 41. They'll give him the 41 there. 6-yard gain. Be 2nd down and 4.
Looks like a right tackle on this side. Isaac Foster moved too fast. He started to move a little bit before that ball was snapped, but no flag.
Takes the snap, fakes the handoff. Robards made the wrong read, and he's brought down immediately by Aiden Ramirez coming off the edge.
Nice play by Ramirez to read that. And a big loss, so it'll make it a 3rd and 6.
2-yard loss on the play. That'll be 3rd down and 6.
Need to hold him here. Force him to punt and get the ball back and score right before the half.
Twins to either side. 3rd down and 6. And Robards going past
Good
the
defense.
stick. Great deflection there by 𝗬𝗦𝗦𝗦𝗦𝗦𝗦𝗦𝗬𝗓 to keep the ball away from the 1st down. And now the Bulldogs, what will they do on 4th and 6 in their own territory? And they finally send the punt team out.
If he doesn't deflect it, they catch it and he's gone. I mean, he read it just perfectly.
A big time touchdown saving tackle, deflection perhaps. Another punt, kind of a rugby style kick, high, deep and end over end. Thomas will fair catch at the 15-yard line.
Now the Reddies have 3:18 to go, 85 yards, and a couple timeouts to do it in, plus the 2-minute warning.
85 yards.
You would love to score with zeros on the board there, go in the locker room at halftime. But you got to move the football.
Something that the Reddies have struggled a little bit with.
I really think they could really get the passing game going.
Fakes the handoff, pass out to the boundary to Jackson. It's complete across the 15 to the 17-yard line.
Desmond Green read it well. I mean, broke through that block. Tried to do that little screen. Only got 2 yards out of the play.
Second down and 8. Inside of 3 minutes to play in the half. Edwards with twin receivers to either side. Wants to go to the air. Flushed out of the pocket. He'll have to roll. He's rolling out the backside of the end zone. Throws it deep. Once Jackson has a chance at it and pulls it down. Timione Jackson. A huge reception into Southwestern territory to the 48-yard line. What a toss by Andrew Edwards.
He was dead to rights back in his own end zone and heaved it up there. And I thought he was just trying to get rid of it, but he saw Jackson way down there, and Jackson made a beautiful play.
And they'll go back to the ground this time with Abraham, and he has nowhere to go. Kind of been the story of the day. The Reddies just cannot get anything done on the ground. And we're down to the 2-minute timeout. 2 minutes even to play in the first half with the score Reddies 7, Southwestern 3. We're back after this. It's Reddie Football on the Henderson State Sports Network. Two minutes to play in the half. Reddies lead Southwestern Oklahoma 7-3. Have the ball on the plus side of the field. On second down, 𝗬𝗎𝗓𝗓, he's going the wrong direction and had nowhere to go. See, that was 𝗬𝗎𝗓𝗓 on the carry. Loses yards all the way back to the Reddie 47-yard line. It's a loss of 8 yards on the play.
Well, the ground game is just not there. 19 total yards rushing.
Third down now and 15. Putting the Reddies in a passing down again and killing plenty of time off the clock. A little bit of a high snap. Edwards pulls it down. The check down, complete to 𝗵𝗏𝗦𝗠𝗥𝗓𝗏. He has nowhere to go. He gets back to the original line of scrimmage, nothing more. And there's a stoppage in play, and Southwestern will take their first timeout, so they're wanting to get the football back.
Well, I think there's two reasons right there. One, you don't call a timeout, the Reddies are going to run it all the way down, and they may go for it on fourth down from there and get it down inside 30 seconds. And you're not going to have much time even if you get the ball at midfield. So now this is going to force Henderson to probably punt here.
Trying to force the Reddies' hand a little bit.
This is kind of a stunner, 7-3. I thought it'd be a little low scoring, but not like this.
This is kind of what we would expect in most weather games like this, but not a Reddie game that goes well when we score single-digit points.
The Reddies have only had the ball 7 minutes and 16 seconds.
A couple of 3-and-outs in there as well. They will punt it away. They'll trust Axel Robertson. He'll stand back as his own 38-yard line. Gets the kick away. It's wobbly, somewhat shorter than expected, but takes a significant Reddie bounce and out of bounds around the 6-yard line. They will mark it right at the 6 with 1:03.
The clock's still running.
They'll get him all the way back to 108 with 94 yards and 2 timeouts. Let's see what Southwestern can come up with.
Let's hope the Reddies maybe force a turnover here. That would be something to go in the be positive, go in the locker room, force a turnover deep in the Southwest Oklahoma territory.
Maybe one of those high snap fumbles. It's a high snap, but it was taken. Nothing doing there for Roberson. And the Reddies are going to let that clock tick inside of a minute. With only 2 timeouts, you're not going to be able to force a punt unless you take them late here.
He'll call a timeout after this if it's short.
Pass, a short one to the left side again.
Well, they went out of bounds.
That same pass to Jack Smith, and it'll be third down and short. But they do the Reddies a favor and stop the clock.
Reddie could get a sack here and call a timeout.
Clock stopped at 41 seconds. Twin receivers either side. Roberson on the carry, and neither of those will happen. He gets the first down up to the 20. They'll stop the clock to move the chains and wind it back quick. Jacoby Shell a little slow to get up. He gets back in time. There's that little pass to Smith on the outside again. He gets a yard and goes out of bounds.
20 seconds on the clock.
They're not going to be able to do that all the way down the field in 20 seconds. You still got 79 yards you got to go. Twins to either side. Bulldogs with the clock stopped. They do not have to rush anything. Shotgun snap. Going to the air. Over the middle had Roberson, but he wasn't ready for it. Robards heard footsteps and throws the quick incompletion.
It'll be third down and 9. They're 3 and 11 on third down. They've had 11 third down attempts.
Sun's starting to poke out here a little bit in Arkadelphia. That's a pleasant surprise. Third down and 9 with 17 seconds to play in the half. Now the Reddies at least have a chance to potentially get it back. Handoff, Roberson. He's not going to get the first down. And the Rays are going to take a timeout with 10 seconds to play. We'll take a timeout with them and be back after this. It's Reddie Football on the Henderson State Sports Network. Just 11 seconds to go in the half. Reddy's going to force a Southwestern punt. They have one timeout remaining. They're going to try to set up for a decent punt return, but still try to have some time. They're coming all out after that one. Cannot get it away. Fair catch. Thomas calls for and makes the 29-yard line frustratedly. 7 seconds.
I don't understand why he's not trying to return, why everything's fair caught. He had 15 yards before the first guy was going to get to him. I don't know if that's the game plan, just fair catch and not take any chances, or what?
Ball the 29-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Reddies. And looks like Edwards getting in the victory formation. He'll take a knee, and we'll head to the half. Intermission time here in Arkadelphia on Senior Day, and it's been a bit of a slow affair for both of these teams as we head to halftime. The score, Reddies 7, Southwestern Oklahoma State 3. We'll be back after this with your SCM Architects halftime show and much more on the Henderson State Sports Network. Welcome into the SCM Architects halftime show. Serving Henderson State University for over 20 years, SCM Architects is a proud sponsor of Reddie Athletics. SCM has provided Henderson State with a new dining hall, recreation center, student athlete success center, and dormitories. SCM Architects, a proud sponsor of Henderson State Athletics. We are here at halftime in Arkadelphia on Senior Day, where the Reddies lead Southwestern Oklahoma State by a score of 7-3. We'll take a look at our halftime stats, sponsored by Pepsi. Pepsi is made for football watching and is proud to be the official soft drink of Reddie Athletics. We'll take a look at first the stats for Southwestern Oklahoma State. They have 109 total yards of offense compared to the Reddies 132. They are out rushing the Reddies 74-21. Reddies out passing the Bulldogs 111-35. Of course, the touchdown is the difference. 8 first downs for the Bulldogs, 5 for the Reddies. All 8 first downs for Southwestern on the ground. They've ran 43 plays compared to the Reddies 24. They have, what's interesting here is that they've only averaged 2.5 yards per play, where the Reddies have averaged 5.5. Kind of an interesting thing to take a look at. Individually for Southwestern Oklahoma, Robards 5 of 10 passing for 35 yards. Roberson, the leading rusher, 14 carries for 50 yards. Dean has 6 carries for 25. Walls 6 for 15. Kind of that little three-headed monster there. Jack Smith, the leading receiver for Southwestern, 4 catches for 19 yards. Mercer has 1 catch for 16 yards as well. Green leads the team in tackles with 6. Jackson has 4. Individually for the Reddies, Andrew Edwards 7 of 9 passing, 111 yards and a touchdown. Jalen Abraham is the leading rusher, 9 carries for 23 yards. Edwards has 1 carry for 4 yards. Timion Jackson, the leading receiver, 4 catches for 54 yards. Caden Davis, 2 catches, 53 yards and a score. Jamarian Citizen leads the team with 7 tackles. Jacoby Shell with 5. Khalid Jabril, Trenton Moore, Jordan Owens, and Colby Crawford each with 4. And Troy, we talked about it a little bit during the break. You talked about how we have got to start throwing the football.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you've had the ball for 9.5 minutes in the first half. I mean, that's uncharacteristic. Only 5 first downs. Reddies, you see that they've only rushed the ball for 21 yards, and they're throwing it for 111. It's time to pick it up a little bit and get a little separation. I think they could be very effective passing the ball. If the offensive line just get a little bit of a blocking, I think Edwards, give me a little bit of time. I think now, it's not raining. The sun's trying to come out. You're going to have some dry footballs. Let's throw the ball down the field a little bit here.
It's a pretty good plan. We'll see if the Reddies can make that and other adjustments as the game goes along. We'll go ahead and take a look at our GAC scoreboard update. Most of these games just underway, so there's not going to be a lot of scoring going on. I had it and then I lost it. 9:08 to play in the first quarter. Ouachita 7, Oklahoma Baptist nothing, so the Tigers get started pretty quick. 7-0 Southern Nazarene over UAM with 8:43 to go in the quarter. The opening quarter, rather. 7:20 left in the first. Harding 7, East Central nothing. So all the teams expected to take the lead have taken the lead. About 3 minutes in Durant, no score between Arkansas Tech and Southeastern Oklahoma. And it doesn't look, and Southern Arkansas didn't take much time at all. 10:05 left in the first quarter. Southern Arkansas has struck first. They lead it 6-0, pending maybe just, I don't know what that is. Are you seeing this on my screen here, Troy? It has it, and then all of a sudden it takes it away. I can't tell if it's a touchdown or 2 field goals, but surely not in 6 minutes where they get to that point. Interesting to take a note of. And again, of course, here the Reddies lead it 7-3. We'll take another timeout, come back with the start of the second half here on the Henderson State Sports Network. The sun pokes out over Carpenter-Haygood Stadium as we get ready to start the second half of action here in Arkadelphia. As the Reddies should receive the football first, and we'll see how much the weather will affect, or the change in weather will affect the halftime adjustments both of these teams made.
So the Reddies need to come out right here and score on this first possession and try to pick it up a little bit here. Sun is out.
It needs to be one of those old school Reddie drives, couple of plays, minute 10, go 80-something yards. The short end-over-end kick, retrievable by Timione Jackson from the 6-yard line. Up the left side, he's got a big hole across the 40 and drug down from behind. And at the 42-yard line, and that's where the Reddies will take over 1st and 10.
Here's the thing, Blake. If we can get that passing game open up a little bit, then maybe it'll open up a little bit for Abraham to get some, get that offense out of the box a little bit.
They're putting 6, 7, 8 guys in the box right now.
They know they can't run the ball, so why not do that? Let's throw the football a little bit here.
3 receivers set with an H-back. Abraham beside Edwards in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Edwards designed rollout play. Passes out toward the boundary. It's complete to Robbie Williams, his first target and catch of the day. And it's enough for a first down for the Reddies into Southwestern territory.
See, I texted Coach at halftime, Coach Evan Lassiter, our offensive coordinator. Evan, let's open it up a little bit here.
He listened. He trusts your sage advice. Trips to the short side. Fakes the screen, a little pump and go. Didn't work out, but they'll check down to Williams again. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and maybe add about a half a yard there.
It's all right. You got a yard. Well, they may give him 2, but at least you open that up a little bit and see if that loosens them up out of the box.
2nd down and 9. They'll go with that 3 receiver set once again. They'll have them all on the left side. They've got Easter in as an H-back. Here, the handoff goes to Abraham. He's hit at the line, but spins forward all the way up to the 40-yard line, gets 3 yards there, and set it up 3rd down and 6. And the Reddies have had this 3rd down and medium situation quite a bit.
Yeah, the Reddies 3 of 6 on 3rd downs today. There's half as many 3rd down attempts as Southwest Oklahoma.
And the Bulldogs pack the box again. 6 men in there. Single coverage on every receiver, and it's incomplete on the pass. Williams dropped it. And it was right just short of the stick, but incomplete. And Reddies in 4-down territory here. They're going to go for it here on 4th down and 6.
You see what they're doing. They're getting that big rush and trying to just blitz right through that offensive line and not give Edwards any time to pass or let the receivers get open, give them time to get open. So they're trying to get to him quick.
Fourth down play. Edwards pump fakes, goes to the boundary, complete, and it is
that's
caught.
a late hit. That is a late hit, and they didn't call it.
And it was
short of the first down.
It was caught anyway by Bryson Corbin. They're going to spot it. It's going to be super close.
He's short of the first down.
They marked him definitively short. They're not even going to measure it. They're going to say Southwestern ball.
I tell you what, he was hit out of bounds. I don't know if I don't challenge that. What do you think, Blake?
It looks
hard to
like
challenge something that with only one camera.
It's just is the spot. It is challengeable, but you've only got one look at it, and it's not going to be from a very good angle.
Yeah. If you had more cameras.
He's going to drop it anyway.
They moved the chains already. They've already moved the chains. Nothing you can do now.
They will look They will look at the monitor on the near sideline, the scoring tent.
I don't see why not. What about you?
You're not going to, worst case scenario, you go back on defense with a couple of timeouts left, is still with the lead. Is challenging the spots. The only problem I've got with that is that Corbin's back was facing downfield, and so the ball may not have crossed. Even if his body crossed that line, the ball may be spotted in the correct place. It's going to be a tough one to.
I think he was hit late too, though. I mean, he was out of bounds and then they hit him hard.
That can't be re-adjudicated, unfortunately.
That's what you said. Well, if a referee said, "Hey, we missed that late hit call. Let's give him the first half." We made a mistake there.
There's your indisputable video evidence.
Right. I mean, there's no doubt that they missed it. I mean, because he was out of bounds and he came in and got hit leveled over there on that sideline. If that happened on our sideline, I bet you would have got a flag.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's just a lot of pressure from the people around you, and it can influence things. Now, how much it can influence things is the question. Still down.
Still looking it out. And the problem is when you only have one camera angle, it's hard to change any call.
You need to think about in Division I games, they've got 8 to 10 different angles.
And they got a guy sitting in at home looking at it, The referee doesn't have to come over and look at it. They got all kinds of monitors and everything. A former GAC official, Ron Standridge, who's going into the Arkansas Athletic Association Officials Hall of Fame. He does it for the Southland Conference now, the Division I Southland Conference. He is the replay official, and he sits at home and just watches film or watches play.
Well, that's expected. They'll say the play will stand, and with that angle, the only angle they had, that's about the best case scenario, unless it was so clear even us up here in the press box could see it. So Southwestern will take over on downs, 13-18. Left to play in the third quarter. Reddie's still on top 7-3. We'll see Tate Robards lead his team back onto the field with a designed quarterback run off the read option. He'll get 2 yards there on first down before being drugged down by the ankles. Looked like Trenton Moore in there on the tackle again. They'll give that to Jordan Owens.
Southwestern Oklahoma is not going to divert from their game plan.
It's worked so far for the most part. They've only got 3 points to show for it, but only down by a possession. Pass out to the boundary, nearly intercepted. Nice tip by Tim Jennings as that pass trying to get to Elijah Reed. That's a lot of air to cover with just one pass that would have been good for maybe 2 yards. And now 3rd down and 8.
Three of 12 on 3rd down, the Bulldogs.
Well, they show the Reddies nearly jumped offside. Almost got a free play out of it, but now they'll have to go to the air. Robards flushed out of the pocket to his left, sets his feet, fires over the middle.
No.
Did he get a foot down?
No.
Incomplete, they'll say. And now the Southwestern sideline wants to challenge, and that red flag came out extremely fast.
Sure did.
So while they take this review, we're going to treat this as a media timeout and step aside. 12:39 to play in the third. The score Reddies 7, Southwestern 3. Back after this on the Henderson State Sports Network. Blake Smith, Troy Mitchell back here with you from Carpenter Haygood Stadium in Arkadelphia, still awaiting the result of this Southwestern Oklahoma challenge. They were positive that that ball was completed.
It's been a long time, these officials looking at it, and now they're coming out from under the 10.
It had to be getting close. That's pretty long. You have to imagine it'll stand, but we'll see here. That's the most logical thing for it to stand there. And so now it'll be 4th down. And Southwestern almost forced to punt here, and they'll send out the punt team.
The first 2.5 minutes of this half has taken longer than the whole quarter. The first quarter. Just because of the reviews.
Well, good thing is they're gone now. Everything else has to be official brought in. Rugby style kick once again from Morrow.
No fair catch.
Against Cam Thomas going to try to return it. Makes 2 men miss up the middle to make the second 2 miss, but he's drugged down from behind out around the 28-yard line. And we will play on here. We've had plenty of stoppages in play as it is. The Reddies will take over once again, 1st and 10 from their own 28-yard line. We'll see if they go to the air again. Single receiver to either side. Edwards claps his hands, gets his team set. He'll go to the air on 1st down. One-on-one coverage, looking deep down the left side for Jody Easter. What a catch by Jody Easter. A diving catch. The ground forces his helmet off, and a huge play in one-on-one coverage from the junior from McGee.
Easter turned on the jets to catch up with that football and made a beautiful diving catch. That's one of those highlight reels. That's one that needs to be sent into ESPN.
Indeed it does. Reddies will go same formation here. Now they're on the Southwestern 32-yard line. They'll hand it off to Abraham. Cuts back off the right side. He'll get it forward across the 30 to the 27-yard line. A solid 4.5-yard gain on 1st down. It'll be 2nd down, the long 5. That sets the Reddie offense up to really get some leverage and a little bit of momentum in this case. Edwards taking his time now. Clock inside of 11.5 to play in the 3rd, and a flag comes in. A couple of flags come in. An illegal snap, and Troy, that's the 2nd time this year we've seen that flag thrown. A pretty rare one, but it's happened to the Reddies twice.
I haven't seen that very often this year. I've covered a lot of football games this year.
11:19 to play in the 3rd. Reddies on top 7-3, driving into Southwestern territory once again. The big reception by Jody Easter sets the Reddies up in good position. 2nd down and 11 now after the penalty. The handoff will go to Jalen Abraham. He's hit hard. Gets a couple of yards. Back up to the 31, but it's 3rd down and long.
Just can't get a serious ground game going whatsoever.
And at that time, I'm not sure if it's happened all day, but really, the linebackers for Southwestern are doing a really good job on outside contain, keeping the runs between the tackles and letting the linebackers get downhill and make the stops. 3rd down and 9. One-on-one coverage here on the outside. Edwards going to throw. He's going to roll out to the right, looking deep over the middle. Wants Caden Davis again. He stands in the end zone and pulls it in for his 2nd touchdown of the day. Touchdown, Reddies.
Wyatt Romer pushed off of him, and he just kind of ricocheted, and ball landed right in his lap.
Usually you got to go up and make some sort of athletic play for a ball in the end zone, but Davis just kind of stood there after that impact and brought it in.
Like a pinball machine. He just took it off the bumper and right in his hands.
Robertson on for the extra kick. Snap, clean hold, kick is up. And it is good. 10:25 left to play in the third. The new score, Reddies 14, Southwestern Oklahoma 3. Timeout on the field. We're back after this on the Henderson State Sports Network. .25 left to play in the third. Reddies their second touchdown of the day. Both of them have come in the hands of Caden Davis, the big tight end from Caddo Mills, Texas. Getting his numbers up today. And Robertson on to kick off again. Looking like another one of those short-strided kicks, just a couple of steps. A high end-over-end kick, returnable from the 5-yard line by Wyatt Romer, who's right up the middle of the field and across and to the 31-yard line. Pretty good return considering 26 yards or so. That'll be 1st and 10. Number 4, Miami goes down.
Yeah, another gone from the unbeatens. Georgia Tech with the 28-23 upset.
That was an upset special all week, it seemed like.
And their fans rushing the field. You don't like that.
As they should. It's a big one. Out of the shotgun, quick pass over the left side. Nice catch there by Jack Smith. Up to the 39-yard line, and he's had a lot of work to do.
Quickly, Southern Arkansas on top of Northwestern Oklahoma. 20-0 at the beginning of the second quarter.
They did not waste any time whatsoever, nor did the Bulldogs here. They'll pass it to the near side this time to Elijah Reed across the 40-yard line, still on his feet. First down and more into Reddie territory, and he's finally knocked out of bounds by Josh Doyle all the way to the Reddie 40-yard line.
The Reddie defense can't lack. There's a lot of football to play. They can't let up.
Handoff this time. Up the middle goes
Keyshawn
Walls this time. Trent Moore with another stop. We've heard his name a lot today.
Yeah. 2nd and 8.
Fakes the handoff. Wants to go deep. Does Robards. Instead, he'll check it down and lose yardage on the play. The complete pass again to Reed, but he'll lose about 3 yards, and it'll be 3rd down and 11.
Yeah, behind the sticks.
Interesting call there. It seemed like one of those levels routes. Twins to either side here on 3rd down and 11. They'll screen it to the near side. Zion Mercer makes the first man miss. Does not make 𝗦𝗦𝗕𝗏 miss. In fact, he tried to strip the ball loose. And he'll get up to the 34-yard line. It'll be about 4.5 yards shy. So another big decision to make for Southwestern here. I don't know if it's even a choice. And again, Jacoby Shell slow to get up. He was able to play through it earlier and could not do it this time. He'll fall down. That'll give Southwestern more time to debate what they need to do.
Second quarter scored, well, no score in Durant between Arkansas Tech and Southeastern.
That Tech offense has just been anemic. They've just really struggled to score here the last couple of weeks.
Arkansas, Monticello, and Southern Nass tied at 7 in the second quarter. Ouachita just went on top 14-0 over Oklahoma Baptist in the second quarter.
Shell able to walk off under his own power.
Well, it'll be 4th and 4. You have to go for it. You're at the 34. Probably not going to kick a 51-yard field goal.
No, and it really doesn't do anything. Still makes it an 8-point ball game.
So, and a punt goes in the end zone. You gain maybe 14 yards on it, so you might as well go for it.
They'll go for it. Set it to the left. 3 receivers. Robards over the middle. He's got a man, but it's right through his fingertips and incomplete. Zion Mercer smelled the end zone. If he'd have caught that ball, he would have been in without a problem.
It was a great draw up of a play right there. I mean, the Reddies were off guard, and that was kind of stunner. I mean, I think he was looking for the 6 before he got the football.
He would have had it too if he'd have just let it get into play. Unbelievable. The Reddies will take that luck, and they'll take the ball over on downs this time. And they'll send trips to the short side of the field, one-on-one coverage on the outside. One side of the field, Nazarudin in the backfield this time. Timion Jackson goes in motion. Edwards looking that side. Over the middle, though, it's complete to Micah Green. His first catch of the day, and it's in Southwestern territory at the 48-yard line.
It's more like it right here. Moving the ball, that's your game. Throw the football. Keep the...
Shotgun snap, handoff. Nazarudin has nowhere to go and is going to lose about a half a yard. He has just really struggled to find openings today.
Felipe Tristan with the tackle, the linebacker, sophomore from Panama City, Panama.
Second down, and we'll call it 10. We'll say that was no gain on the play. Edwards takes the snap, looking right side. Pass outside to Easter is complete and out of bounds at the 41.
Yeah, offensive line giving them a little bit more time up front, and that opens up that passing game. And I think Southwestern Oklahoma is having a tough time slowing down the passing game.
3rd down and 3, 7:05 to play in the third. 14-3 Reddies, and they're threatening. Handoff, Nazarudin gets north and south, gets the first down and a little bit more down to the 33-yard line, and that's what he's really needed to do today.
Desmond Cadence Hall on the tackle for Southwestern Oklahoma.
Edwards back, looking left, now has to roll out to the right side. Feeling the pressure now, a flag down, Edwards throws it away. Short arms it.
Late flag.
I could have thrown it earlier.
Probably a man downfield, because I don't know if it's hold. I think it's a man downfield. Because I didn't.
They'll get Luke Roca for the hold.
That flag, Roca was not even touching anybody, and then that flag came about 5 seconds. If the hold had happened like 5 seconds earlier, and he decided to throw the flag, unless he was just having a problem getting it out of his belt.
Been there, done that too. 1st down and 20 now for the Reddies. Edwards out of the shotgun. Looking over the middle. Has a man complete. Hesitation and now upended. And brought down to the 31-yard line is Julian Clark.
Kelton Moore picks him up and puts him down for Southwestern Oklahoma. Not before he picks up 12 yards on the play. Clock under 6 minutes.
Still 14-3. Trips go to the right side this time. Abraham back in at running back. He'll leave Edwards alone in the backfield as he goes out to the left side. Edwards takes the shotgun snap, pump fakes, goes deep once. Abraham has behind 2 men and into his hands. Perfect throw, perfect catch, touchdown Reddies.
That was a nice touch and go. I tell you, Edwards was just perfect, led him perfectly, managing this passing game here in the second half well, doing a great job. And quickly the Reddies are up 21-3.
An outstanding.
20-3 with the extra point to come.
Outstanding pitch and catch there. Robertson on for the extra point. Reddies knew they had to throw the ball, and throw the ball they have. Robertson's extra point is up and good. 5:37 to play in the third. New score, Reddies 21, Southwestern Oklahoma 3. We're back after this on the Henderson State Sports Network. .537 to play in the third. 21-3. The Reddies finally starting to open this one up a little bit. They'll kick the ball right back to Southwestern here. Robertson with that short scheduled kick. High end over end. Got plenty of distance on it though. And Arsenault will return it from about the 4-yard line. Up the middle, loses the football. It's loose. I think he came back on it. The Reddies say they have it.
No signal yet.
Except to stop the clock, and it's Reddie football.
Our referee, Mr. Chuck Scott, signaled it. We was waiting from one of the seven was going to call it, and then Mr. Scott comes in and says it's Reddie football.
It was Leo Morris that fell on it.
Well, good. Now you're starting to pick it up a little bit. Hey, I wanted to say these numbers. Edwards, how about this impressive numbers here, mostly in the second half. 16 of 19, 270 yards, 3 touchdowns, 84% completion, a QB rating of 255.7. I mean, that's pretty stout numbers, man.
Very impressive, and he has a chance to improve those here.
And 3 of those passes were drop passes.
All in the first half. Abraham right side. He's got the first down and more. Spins inside the 10-yard line. Keeps his feet turning. Has his helmet ripped off. And that'll give him another 3 yards. And it'll be first and goal for the Reddies. Big run for Jalen Abraham, and he finally busts through and sees one.
And 3 flags came in. And that could be an ejection possibly, because that was that's what they may be talking about.
We'll get the call here. Logan Baker, the freshman. A lot of freshmen in this lineup that get a lot of playing time for Southwestern, Troy. So if you're their coaching staff, you're hoping that they can all stick around and try to develop some in the offseason as opposed to the more immediate satisfaction in their eyes of getting into the portal and going somewhere where they can win immediately. First down and goal. Reddies from the 3-yard line. Still waiting to make the play live. Edwards will be in the pistol. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 will be behind him. Abraham still did have to come off for that play, even though his helmet was taken down. The handoff. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 lowers his shoulder, pushes his way forward into the end zone. Touchdown, Reddies. Elijah 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, his first score of the game. Potentially his first score of the season. I may have had one in one of those in that Oklahoma Baptist game. I can't remember. See if we can find it.
You wonder what was said at halftime, Blake.
You have to admit that the
21 points in 7 minutes.
That's the Reddies of old we're used to seeing. They have to get their heads together, and they did. Extra point is good. 5:10 to play in the third. New score, Reddies 28, Southwestern 3. Back after this with the Reddie kickoff on the Henderson State Sports Network. (28-3), Reddies have taken control of this one and don't look to let up anymore. Robertson will kick it away. Returnable from the 6-yard line, this time by Romer. And he's brought down. Great tackle in the open field by 𝗦𝗏𝗦𝗏𝗏𝗏, getting his first action of the season.
Well, you make it. Hey, when you get the opportunity, you make it, baby. And he did. 𝗦𝗏𝗦𝗏𝗏𝗏 comes in. We were told right before the game that he would be wearing number 43 and on the coverage team, and boy, did he cover him. Great job for 𝗦𝗏𝗦𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. That's probably his first tackle of the year, Blake.
It definitely is. I think it's his first action on the season.
Good for him.
He gets a little work on special teams, and we see what that did for 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. He got his way into the starting lineup today for a good portion of it. All the way back to the 18-yard line is where Southwestern will set up. Handoff left side. Spinning around is Dante Dean back in the game. And he will get all the way up to the 23-yard line. And Troy, I didn't think about this until halftime. We haven't had time to really bring it up yet, but Southwestern probably really wanting to limit themselves. They know they're a little limited offensively with their starting quarterback Kai Coons out, presumably with an injury. He is their leading rusher as well as their leading passer, so 90% of their offense is not on the field right now. Rolling left. Now out goes Robards, and he will get to maybe the 25. And nothing more than that. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
Well, Reddie's swarming to the football a little better now.
Got
a little pep in their step, like you say, after scoring 3 quick touchdowns here in the 3rd quarter.
A little fire in their belly, maybe.
Yeah, I'm sure there were some few choice words said in the locker room at halftime.
Oh, I bet there were. 3rd down and 3. The handoff to Dean. Lowers his shoulder, gets forward. He's got the 1st down. Flag down, though. It looks like it's going to be against the Reddies.
Yeah, I think he was lined up off sides.
It's Paul Manning gets charged with the offside there. Either way, it's going to be a 1st down.
Start to cloud up again, Blake.
Hopefully just clouds passing through. We saw the beautiful weather in the Oklahoma games, at least at Southeastern And at East Central, the pass is complete on the screen to Jack Smith. He's got the first down.
Fumble.
No, it's a helmet.
Oh, it's another helmet. My goodness,
down.
helmets flying everywhere today. I thought fumble for a minute. And it's all been Henderson helmets. Why are they so? It's happened too often.
Equipment manager's going to have to
Tighten those things up somehow.
And they like to wear them loose. A first down for the 47-yard line for Southeastern that time. A little check down screen again to the left side to Elijah Reed. He's into Reddie territory, about 5 yards on the gain. It will be second down and 3. Twins to either side. The handoff right up the middle is Dean, and he's going to be right at the line to gain. And it looks like he's short based on now they'll signal first down. Well, it looked like he was a yard or two short, but there's no challenges left.
Reddie's been making a lot of personnel changes on defense here, Blake.
Like you said earlier, trying to get some guys some playing time before next week so you can really put your best 11 on the field. Robards wants to throw over the middle, caught. Nice catch there by Reed, and he's got the first down.
Jalen Powell in on the stop.
Trip to the short side here. Clock rolling, 2:06 to play in the third. It's 28-3 Reddies. Screen pass, complete out to that wide side to Zion Mercer. He'll get about 2 yards on the reception before a group of Reddies swarm him.
Far and away best drive of the day for Southwestern Oklahoma. Remember, they scored their first 3 points off a turnover.
Trips left again. They'll probably set up for another screen, but they'll hand it off to Dean this time, and he's hitting the backfield and driven back. A little more of a subtle celebration than we're used to for the Reddies.
Yeah.
They were starting to be pumped up. Shell and Moore probably going to both get credit on that one. They just collapsed in.
3rd and 8. Southwestern Oklahoma 3 for 14 on 3rd down.
Well, they started out hot and then have just frozen. Goes out to the boundary near side, complete to Mercer again, short of the line to gain, but no sad field goal attempt here. They're going to go for it. Nothing to lose. Aiden Ramirez, we saw him recover the fumble earlier.
3 of 4 on 4th downs for the Bulldogs.
They've gone a lot more pass heavy. They'll look to the sideline. 38 seconds left to play in the quarter. They do have to run a play before the end of the period. They're going to try to milk as much time off of this as they can. Play clock down to 7. Ready, show blitz, now back it up. Robards rolling out to the left. He could take it on the ground. He goes to the air. It is incomplete. And the Reddies take over on downs. Didn't look like Mercer was going to be able to get a foot down even if he did catch that ball.
And they can't review that because they're out of challenges.
Gone. And with 19 seconds to go in the third, the Reddies will take back over. Take over from their own 23-yard line. Probably their worst starting field position of the game. They've started at the 30 or better.
32 like the first 3 or 4 possessions.
Abraham in the backfield. Trips to the short side, but they're all inside the numbers. And they'll be lead blockers for Jalen Abraham. Cuts back across the 35 and drug down across the 40-yard line. Monroe finally with the tackle. Abraham gets all the way to the 41. And that should do it for the third quarter of play. And it does. After 3 quarters of action, the score, Henderson State 28, Southwestern Oklahoma 3. We're back after this with your fourth quarter of action. It's Ready Football on the Henderson State Sports Network. Fourth quarter of action here in Arkadelphia as the Clouds try to roll back in. No precipitation with it, however, and the Reddies use that third quarter to their advantage. 3 touchdowns in 7 minutes. And they lead it 28-3. 1st and 10. They'll give it to 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, tries to find a cutback lane. He's pulled down by the back of the jersey and gets no gain officially on the play. An interesting play in the Harding East Central game. Harding takes over after an ECU faked punt. They fumble the first play in East Central with a 65-yard scoop and score to get their first touchdown. Will it matter in the end? I doubt it.
I doubt it very
Edwards
seriously.
to throw over the middle. Looking to Jackson. Nice tip there.
Kelton Moore with a defense for the Bulldogs.
We've heard his name a few times today. Third down and 10 from the 41-yard line. Twins to either side. Ball on the right hash as the Reddies move left to right here in the fourth quarter. Just underway in the final frame. Edwards wants to throw. Flushed out of the pocket, rolls right. Nowhere to go. Throws it, tried to check it down to 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 and could not get him. It's incomplete. And the Reddies will be forced to punt.
Brings up Robertson again, who's had a nice day punting the football.
He's up top 20 nationally in punting. I have to go and get an exact figure for you. He catches it at his own 26-yard line and boots one. Again, fair catch. This time made, and Jody Easter did not see him make the fair catch signal, and that's going to cost the Reddies 15 extra yards.
And I tell you, Easter went to him and kind of apologized. I think he didn't see the fair catch, and so it wasn't a malicious play. I mean, he apologized to him, and
No, it was a legit mistake, but still, even if you tell the ref that was a mistake, it's still going to
still a
cost
penalty,
you.
But I mean, you don't want to. You just want to show that sportsmanship. I made the mistake, you know. Sometimes people can look at it and say, hey, it's a malicious attack. Man, he needs, you know, we've seen it so many times before.
So 1st and 10.
Oh, my.
Oh, my goodness.
That's awful.
That's not surprising. Handoff this time to Roberson. He's across the 40, spun, and finally brought down by 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Robinson. 47-0 Southern Arkansas over Northwestern. I don't think either of us picked it to be that
And
bad.
it's not even halftime.
No, 6:28 still left.
My goodness.
And Southern Arkansas will score every chance they get. They're trying to send a statement. Slant route complete on the pass to Jack Smith into Reddie territory and a first down. So we go through some other games in the league. Almost halftime. Harding 20, East Central 7. 9:05 left to play in the third. It's on the first down run, about 3 yards there for Roberson again. Southern Nazarene leads UAM 14-7 with 1:11 left to play in the half. Ouachita 24, Oklahoma Baptist nothing with 3 minutes left to play in the half.
Yeah, I kind of thought that one would be big.
A lot of wind out in Shawnee today. I do not envy the Ouachita radio crew as they're on top of the press box in a brutal wind that only comes out in Oklahoma. A little slant route this time, complete to Elijah Reed. He's up to the 40 to the 39-yard line, and that'll give him a first down.
Again, Southwestern Oklahoma moving to football. Reddie's still been making a lot of personnel changes, Blake. A lot of players playing here as we're 12 and a half minutes to play in the game.
Bulldogs having to go fast. They'll hand it off to Roberson again. And And he'll be stopped at the 36-yard line for a 3-yard gain, 2nd down and 7.
It's getting a little bit darker here at Carpenter Haywood Stadium, Geo Services Field.
12:05 and counting to play. 28-7, or 28-3 Reddies rather. Roberson somehow almost fell down, but ends up pushing himself back up and running all the way to the 25-yard line before finally falling. And he will have it. Another 1st down. First and 10. Reed comes in motion. Going to throw one up into the end zone. Nice catch. Pulled in by Baylor. Nash with one hand for the Southwestern touchdown.
Yeah, that was a really good concentration.
McBee on to attempt the extra point to get Southwestern in double digits against the Reddies for the first time since they played here 2 years ago. Kick up, pretty short, but it's good. 11:28 to play in the ball game. New score: Reddies 28, Southwestern Oklahoma State 10. We're back after this on the Henderson State Sports Network. $11:28 to play. Reddies lead Southwestern Oklahoma 28-10. And for the first time in a while, Morrow will come on to kick the ball away.
First time since halftime.
Jackson and Easter back deep. They'll kick it to Jackson, who will return it from the 14-yard line. Slowing down, now speeding up through a hole, and he'll get all the way up to the 36-yard line. And the Reddies will take over 1st and 10 from there.
Probably Edwards will go one more series because it's still, still an 18-point game, a couple turnovers, and it could get, easily momentum could swing. But so you'd like to get another score and then take all your starters out.
First down and 10, and that does depend on the Reddies scoring a touchdown here. You would assume. Abraham on the handoff. Waits, now cuts back across the 40-yard line and all the way up to the 44. Abraham's got it figured out. It took him a half, but he's finally starting to figure out to burst through the holes as quick as possible, and it gets an 8-yard gain on 1st down.
Running more and hitting that hole a little bit quicker. North and south,
Edwards out of the pistol. In the handoff this time to 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. Speaking of somebody who's learned to go north and south, he's done so very well in this second half, up to the 49-yard line and enough to move the chains.
And keep that clock running. That's the other objective. Let's keep the clock running.
Let it roll. 1st and 10 for the Reddies. Killing time. Still driving the ball down the field. A little toss sweep, and 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 has trouble with it. Recovers it, or goes out of bounds. One way or the other, the Reddies are going to maintain possession. It's the second time 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 has had trouble with the football.
And now the referee's going to discuss where the fumble occurred.
If it was forward out of bounds, it has to go back to the side of last touching. They'll mark it at the Southwestern 49-yard line.
I think he... Yeah, I think he recovered it back right before he went out of bounds. That's why they got forward progress.
3 receiver set here on 2nd down and 8, and the Reddies didn't wait until the ball was marked ready for play. Now they'll get the okay and get a different play call, it looks like.
Looks like our referee's a little disgusted, didn't it? Like he said, wait for me, let's go.
Edwards turned around like, what are we doing here? And he'll go here, flushed out of the pocket. Now takes off on foot, wants to set up his blockers downfield. Will get 3 yards and out of bounds.
He'll be 3rd and 5 now after the scramble.
Third and 5 from the 46-yard line. Reddies taking their time as the clock will continue to roll. 9:20 and a 28-10 lead. Fakes the handoff. A lot of pressure. Edwards going to be brought down. There was Monroe in there on the tackle along with 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. Be 4th down and 8, and now they will send the punt unit in. Robertson's done a great job today, pinning Southwestern pretty deep. Is that top spin on the punt. He's able to land it and get the coverage team. It's got a lot of speed down there. Robertson gets the snap from his own 36-yard line. There's a flag down first, and it's going to come back.
Boy, had a nice spiral on that punt, too.
It was beautiful. It landed about the 2-yard line and spun forward into the end zone. But he'll get 5 more yards. So Robertson will stand back on his own 31-yard line. Gets a bit of a low snap. It was a beautiful spiral, too. Fair catch called for and made at the 9-yard line.
Boy, he's kicking it well. My goodness.
He had a couple of really rough games to start the season, but man, he has picked it up immensely.
Yeah, that first home game was really rough, but man, he's been kicking it well ever since.
See if I can pull up the stats for punters as it's 1st and 10 Southwestern from the 9-yard line. Handoff right side across the 10-yard line and up to the 13. That time will go Keyshawn Walls.
And that last punt was 45 yards.
Robertson coming into today's game up to 15th in the country in punts, averaging 43 yards per punt. Just a couple of yards short of the leader, Blake Dowd of Colorado Mines. Deep pass on the left side, almost picked. Good no call there as Jack Smith, the receiver, did a majority of the physical contact there, and Keymaj Robinson did a great job defending without drawing a penalty.
A good defensive play, and it brings up another third down situation. 3 for 15 on third downs for Southwestern Oklahoma.
It feels like they were 3 of their first 3.
It was that first series, really.
Third down, free play. Going to throw it deep over the left side, incomplete. No flag, but they're going to get a chance to do it again. This time, instead of 3rd and 7, it'll be 3rd and 2. So now it's a much better situation for Southwestern, and it stops the clock temporarily.
Boy, Southern Arkansas may score 60 before halftime.
Boy, they just got it at the 2-minute timeout, and they've put another 6 on the board. It's 53-0. It's going to be a long drive back to Alva. 3rd down and 2 for Southwestern. The handoff again to Walls. He's going to get the first down all the way up to the 20-yard line.
Well, he's not even to the 20. I mean, the ball's half a yard behind.
They must have seen the progress that we didn't see. Trips to the wide side of the field. Robards wants to throw over the middle, has a man complete. Nice catch by Elijah Reed. They'll move again, and Southwestern moving in a hurry. Inside of 7 minutes to play. Ball on the 40-yard line, so a 20-yard pitch and catch. Another pass out the right side. That one intercepted. What a pull down by Cam Thomas, and he's going to take it up the left side, inside the 40, drug down inside the 30-yard line, and the Reddies have it back just like that. And Troy, what a catch by Cam Thomas.
One of those one-handed catches you see on ESPN on college football finals. Great plays. That one was one for the Reddie highlight reel.
That looked like that catch in the Rams game in overtime last Sunday. The one to end the game in overtime. Just pulled it down with one, stuck it right in the crook of his elbow, held on tight. And the Reddies take over deep in Southwestern territory. 6:33 to play at an 18-point lead. Edwards rolling out, a lot of pressure. And it's going to be coming back for a hold. Not sure if they got Roca or Gallagher on that one. They'll get Cam Gallagher for that one. And they'll go back 10 yards and do it all over again. So penalties have not been as big a problem for the Reddies here today or in the last few weeks. And that's something that you really want to see out of a Reddie team that started the year just killing themselves with penalties. Not in any hurry. Now you can run the ball a little bit, you would think, but there's going to be a lot of pressure. Southwestern feels like they have to get the football back quickly. Edwards on the read option. He'll bounce out across the 35 and down to the 33-yard line. Keeps it moving with about a 5-yard gain. Big second down and 15.
Like you said, the clock is rolling, approaching 6 minutes left to play.
And the Reddies can take it down to inside of 10 seconds on the play clock as long as the game clock keeps rolling. No reason not to. And now it's at 9. As the Reddies get set out of the shotgun. 2 tight end set. Handoff. 𝗦𝗫𝗦𝗬𝗓 gets the pile pushed forward this time to the 32-yard line, a 2-yard gain. 3rd down and 13, and more importantly, you'll get that clock inside of 5 minutes on by the next snap.
And they're not doing anything fancy, just trying to roll the clock out of here.
Stay healthy. Get ready for next week. Washington taking care of business in Shawnee today. Edwards fakes the screen. Wide open man inside the 5. Touchdown Reddies. It's Robbie Williams.
That was a beautiful fake. Nice pump fake. It had him wide open, right down the sidelines.
A little pump and go. Mixed up a couple of routes. His 4th touchdown catch of the season for the senior in his only year as a Reddie. Extra point up and good. 4:56 to play. New score, Reddies 35, Southwestern 10. We're back with the Reddie kickoff after this on the Henderson State Sports Network. After an interception by Cam Thomas, the Reddie offense drives their way in spite of a penalty, and a pretty big one at that, to score another touchdown, their 4th of the second half. They lead at 35-10. Robertson's kickoff, a short end-over-end kick, returnable from the 10-yard line. Another hard hit, except this time Romer bounces off of it, stays on his feet, and the pile pushing him forward, still forward to the 40-yard line. Pretty good return there, I would say so.
Edwards on the day, 17 of 22, 302 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, completion percentage is 77%, a 252.6 QB rating.
It's pretty impressive. I'm betting that the Southern Arkansas Northwestern game will have either shortened quarters or a running clock.
Running clock second half, I'm sure. Because Northwestern Oklahoma wants to get home.
They want to get out of Magnolia. Robards on 1st down, nowhere to go. Little check down pass through Smith's hands and out of bounds. Boy, he has thrown it to Smith, Reed, and Nash.
Sounds like a law firm.
Well, I was gonna say sounds like a folk music group.
Yeah. Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
That was the bit. Trips right on 2nd down and 10.
Don't forget about Young.
Everybody forgot about him. Pushing the pile forward. Here we go again with a little tush-push action, and it turns a 2-yard gain into a 5-yard carry. And Southwestern knows that they've got Northwestern next week, and the winner's going to have that all-elusive win. Northwestern's already won a couple of games. They're both 2-7. And you got an injury on the field. It's a Southwestern injured player, and that's what happens. You kind of get rolled up in the bottom of one of those piles. Looks like a pretty standard
So injured Bulldog helped off the field.
That's Reed, the receiver, looks like. So both Southwestern and Northwestern will go into their rivalry matchup next week, looking to get that elusive third win. Third down and 5. Clock rolls, 4:05 and counting. Handoff to Walls. He's going to be hit at the line. Actually, after a couple of yards, driven back by Robert Ruggiero.
Yep, the battle of the double directional schools. There's a lot of those in Louisiana, too. Northwestern, Southeastern.
Formerly Northeastern.
Northeastern.
Well, formerly Southwestern, too.
Yep, and Southwestern. Yep, lost a lot of them when they went to the University of Louisiana system.
I learned last week that all the directional Oklahoma schools are part of the same system, as it's a carry for first down by Walls into Reddie territory to the 48-yard line.
And that's what Louisiana was, and then they developed the University of Louisiana system, and at that time they needed at least 2 schools to do it, or 2 institutions, and that's where Lafayette and Monroe went into that.
Flag down, but a completed pass all the way down to the 15-yard line, and the umpire threw it, so I have a feeling it's coming back for one reason or another.
Yeah, that was back in the late 1990s. They were trying, Northwestern State, Southeastern, Louisiana, all of them were being courted to do that, and then the schools decided they wanted to keep their names. Northwestern State, Southeastern. It was Louisiana Lafayette was the first ones, and of course they want to be known as Louisiana, but technically they're University of Louisiana at Lafayette, and the other one's Louisiana at Monroe. Another free play. Nope, they didn't call
Oh,
it.
he didn't get over there in time. Robards goes to Smith left side, throws it up into double coverage, and it's incomplete, knocked down. Second down and 20. A few extra seconds ticking off the clock here
Why
before
not?
it gets stopped. Oh,
Just take a couple extra.
I do. Just enough to not be suspicious.
We were doing that last night, even with the running clock, the change of possession. They kept running a few more seconds off, hoping the referee didn't see it.
Nobody caught him.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, no. They caught him. It was late, but they caught him.
Like it matters. It's a 25-point game, and he wants to add a couple seconds with 2:40 left.
Well, they still got the 2-minute timeout. Don't forget that one. A low snap for Robards. He throws over the middle, complete to the big tight end. That's Bodie Boydston. And he gets the first down out of it all the way down to the Reddie 31-yard line, 32-yard line.
If we can get the chain crew to move a little bit, get the stick down, we can start the clock.
You can get the box. You can be in good shape. Looking left side for Smith again, incomplete. Oh, and a flag thrown. Yeah, that was a lot of contact prior to the ball. $15 and an automatic first, and the clock stops at 2:23.
That's 8 penalties for 70 yards after only having like 3 for 15 in the first half.
They've got a few new players in the game. They're trying to pick on the Reddie secondary. Handoff Walls, left side, bounces off one man, but he will not bounce off the rest of them.
Yep.
Jabril in there, as well as Keegan Steinspring.
Now take it down to the 2-minute warning.
If they can. Well, they're going to sub, so that will take it down to the 2-minute timeout, potentially. And they will not get the playoff in time. It's timeout on the field with 2 minutes to play. Reddies 35, Southwestern Oklahoma 10. We're back after this on the Henderson State Sports Network. Two minutes to play. Ready defense trying to keep Southwestern Oklahoma out of the end zone. See the pass over the middle. Nice hit to break up that pass. Oh, that was a hard hit. This is by Antonio Wiley Jr.
That'll bring up 3rd down and 9. This is their 18th 3rd down attempt. They converted on 4 so far.
A run this time on 3rd down and 9. Nothing happening there. And finally stopped. Be 4th down, and it looks like 7. Clock rolling inside 1:35 to play. No one's headed for the exits yet. Small crowd. They want to make their presence felt here till the very end. 4th down, Bulldogs going for it. No sad field goal here. Trips right, but inside the hash marks. Rolling left, Robards wants to go to the back of the end zone. Has a man, end zone, touchdown Southwestern, Zion Mercer. That stops the clock at the 1:12 mark. Clean snap, clean hold, kick is up, and McBee's extra point is good. 1:12 to play. Reddies 35, Southwestern 17. Back with the Bulldog kickoff after this on the Henderson State Sports Network.
Hefty.
Well, Southwestern sets up for an onside kick, and the Reddies are going to take a timeout just to make sure they're prepared for it, and we'll just take another look through the GAC scoreboard. We mentioned halftime in Magnolia, Southern Arkansas 54-0 over Northwestern Oklahoma. 10:05 left in the third quarter. 0-0 between Arkansas Tech and Southeastern. A slow offensive game in that one. We'll see what we can find in terms of the total yardage. Let's see here. Tech has 155 yards of total offense in just over a half a play. Southeastern has 168 yards of total offense. 27-7 Harding over East Central, 10-10 left in the third. Southern Nazarene got a 10-point lead at the half. It's 17-7 over UAM. And halftime in Shawnee, Ouachita 34, Oklahoma Baptist nothing. The battle of who really wants to be called OBU.
Battle of who wants to be called OBU.
Every game's got to have some stakes. Big bounce on the onside kick. It goes out of bounds, but it was touched by a Reddie, so we'll get it there. Well, they got what they wanted. They got that big second hop. Just couldn't do anything about it. Two knees, and the Reddies can get out of here with a win and stay relatively healthy. See if they can get themselves set up for next weekend's clash with Ouachita. Edwards actually lined up in the shotgun. We'll give the handoff to Nazarudin, who tries to turn on the Jets. It's a pile push forward to the 40-yard line. That's where it'll stop. Clock will continue to roll inside of a minute to play.
We have to snap it one more time unless Southwestern wants to call a timeout.
Which I think they're ready to get back to Weatherford. At least start that trip.
You could be home by about, 10 o'clock. By the time they shower and get to buses and everything.
Between 10 and 11. Still a decent hour, all things considered. The handoff. And right at the middle. Oh, it's Gerard Collada that got the last couple of carries. Or excuse me, Seth Foster gets the last couple of carries. And the Reddies will take it down to the end, hopefully. And for the record, Zach Baker is in at quarterback. He's not getting those handoffs from Edwards. Well, they might want to run one more play with 10 seconds to go here. And they got somebody chanting one more play. And off again to Foster. Left side across the 35. He's got the first down to the 28-yard line, and that is going to do it. Final score here from Arkadelphia. Reddies 35, Southwestern Oklahoma 17. We'll be back right after this with a quick post-game show here on the Henderson State Sports Network. Welcome in to the Hampton Inn postgame show. When you travel, it matters where you stay, and that's why the Reddies choose Hampton Inn, the official hotel of Reddie Athletics. Stay at the Hampton Inn of Arkadelphia to enjoy their free Wi-Fi, complimentary hot breakfast, and spacious rooms. Hampton Inn, we love having you here. Final score here, Reddies take it over Southwestern 35-17. As we take a look at some final stats here, Reddies ended up losing the battle of possession time by nearly an entire quarter. 36.5 minutes for Southwestern, 22 minutes of possession time for the Reddies, but where it matters is the scoreboard. Reddies outgained Southwestern 421 to 345. Reddies throw for 302 yards and rush for 119. They got fewer first downs. Southwestern with 23 first downs, the Reddies with 17. And Southwestern ran 28 more plays than the Reddies did, 84-56 in terms of total plays.
And the average yards per play, look at that. 4.1 yards for Southwestern Oklahoma, 7.5 for the Reddies.
That is pretty interesting. So we'll give some final Reddy stats here. Andrew Edwards, 17 of 22 passing, 302 yards, 4 touchdowns. He also ran the ball relatively effectively, 4 carries, just 7 yards today, but he was making sure he kept himself safe. Jalen Abraham, the leading rusher, 15 carries for 82 yards. Elijah Nazarudin, 11 carries, just 15 yards, but he does have a touchdown to his name. Timion Jackson, the leading receiver, 4 catches, 54 yards. Caden Davis had a big day, 3 catches, 84 yards, 2 touchdowns. Robbie Williams, 3 catches, 47 yards, and a score. Jalen Abraham, 1 catch, 31 yards, and that other touchdown. It's time to name our Hostess Player of the Game. Hostess is proudly creating job opportunities here in Clark County. Be sure to try one of their Twinkies, donuts, or jumbo honey buns today. And Troy, for me, just looking at stats and impact on the game, I'm going to give it to Caden Davis.
I'll agree with you there. I totally agree. Had a nice game, 3 catches, a couple touchdowns. Really, that third quarter for him really sparked the Reddies, and that's all they needed, to be honest with you. And he had a great game.
So Caden Davis, your Hostess Player of the Game, and now all eyes will be here on Carpenter Haygood Stadium next week, a 1 o'clock tip-off against Ouachita Baptist. Troy and I will be on the air at 12 o'clock with your Domino's pregame show for the 97th Battle of the Ravine. It's going to be a fun one, as always is, when those two teams match up. So for Troy Mitchell, for all of us at Henderson State University, this is Blake Smith signing off, saying good night, go Reddies, and thanks for listening to Reddie Football on the Henderson State Sports Network.